You'll make this rather snappy, won't you? I have some very heavy thinking to do before 10 o'clock.
Good morning, everybody. This is Terry, and this is Trey, and this is Get It Right Texoma. And, of course, Mike is always here with us. And
right. The Texoma Trio.
And we are the trio. So
always will be the trio.
That's it. And we've got we go live this way every Friday morning. Mm-hmm. And, I got to turn off the echo.
You catch us on Facebook or YouTube.
Yeah, Facebook and YouTube.
And Facebook lasts for
30 days.
YouTube lasts for eternity.
Yes.
Maybe.
Yeah. Well, we have, So, oh, by the way, and let people know, and share this and everything.
Subscribe. The thing is, if you'll subscribe, then that means you'll get a notification. Look, you may go, I don't like that. But you might see a guest and go, oh, that's cool. That's a guest.
You may not.
I do that. There's times that I'll log on to a show or a YouTube show or something like that, and I'll go, I'm not really interested in that guest, because you may not find us interesting, and that's fine. But we have some really great guests. Yeah. Today, Mayor Tim Short, Wichita Falls Mayor, he kind of comes in about once a quarter, gives us an update. But we have some great guests, long-form discussions, and so I would subscribe, see who the guest is, and if you don't like the guest, then just move on.
Yeah.
But if you like the guest,
because we have a wide variety. But we like to have the mayor and other city officials and things on. So it's because you're going to learn something, whether you agree with them or not. Doesn't matter. In fact,
it's not a political thing,
right? Just see what's going on in the world, or at least our little world here.
What's going on in Wichita Falls? What's going on in this area?
There you go. So
we've got the best guests. So check us out. Like, subscribe, share. Tell your friends and family. There's more and more people have gotten. It is really picking up momentum. Yep. Which takes a little time. Yep. Because people are so distracted. I mean, if there was 3 podcasts on, there's no telling how many podcasts. You could probably Google search it, or not Google, but AI search it.
Yeah, there's more video content out there than you can possibly. You would never watch all the video content out there in your lifetime. You could do 24/7. It's just too much.
You have to. I have several podcasts that I listen to pretty regularly, and I've got about 7. And I listen to about 3 because I can't get to the rest of them.
Right. Well, think about it. Even when you were a kid, we had 3 to 4 or 5 stations. You could. Well, of course,
we had 3 and then PBS.
Right. But you could watch the major shows, but still, you'd have a life. But now there's so much content out there.
Yeah.
And see, but we hope this affects you more here, being local. You know what's going on here, because the local politicians have more to do with your life than the national.
And not just politicians, but local people.
Right.
Like the city manager, he was on, and he's not a politician, but yet he is the CEO of the city.
Right.
Or the WFISD. Or we have Clay County. We have people, local counties. David Spiller, who's a state representative he's from Jacksboro, but he's right there. I mean, the decisions he makes, the perspective he has, it affects North Texas, Texoma.
Sure, absolutely. So,
not as much OMA, because it's a state, organ, but still Tex of the OMA.
Right, gotcha. Well, let's get into it. This is Get It Right Texoma. So, as we said, we got Tim Short on the way, but our first thing we do every show is we have a restaurant focus. It's a local restaurant, and today is
Masala Curry.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you, if you've never had Indian food, give it a whirl. Tikka masala, that's what I like. My wife likes korma, but they've got butter chicken. They have all kinds of stuff. But you better, if you want some spicy food, now you don't have to get it spicy, by the way. They have different spice levels.
Okay.
But if you really like spicy food, you can hang on to your shorts on on a Indian place. Okay. They can really, really light you up, but they don't have to. And you have complete control. The flavor doesn't change. Mm-hmm. So much. So the nice thing is you can sit there and go, you know what, I don't really like it spicy. Fine, they'll make it pretty mild for you. I'm more of a little hotter than medium. I'm probably about a 6 guy, out of 10. Or if you really are like one of those people who likes to punish yourself, you can get a 10. Okay. But they've got really good food, Indian food, Nepalese. I believe the restaurant is actually Nepal. Everything inside the decorations are Nepalese.
Uh-huh.
And so
it's in Parker Square then.
Parker Square. It's right across from where you used to be.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
It's where Hess Burgers was at one time.
Oh, okay.
And Progressive Pizza was there recently.
Right.
Kyle Dawkins' place.
So They are open. Let's see. Look at their hours. So we're every day till 11 to 9 every day. So there you go.
But really good food. Like I said, if you like Indian, that's a great place to go. It's some of the best Indian I've ever had. And if you don't like it, or if you've never tried Indian, I do recommend it. It's a very unique flavor, but it's really good, and lots of spice. The naan bread is really good. The plain naan bread is it's okay, but their garlic naan bread and their onion naan bread is excellent.
Okay. All right. Well,
But then I tried some Nepalese food. I've never had that. It was chicken momo. And it's like dumplings, like little dumplings with chicken, but it's not chicken in dumplings. It's little it's like almost like pot stickers.
Okay.
But it's really good.
Huh.
Nice people, very friendly. Go in there. Now, I will tell you, it seems like it's strange. Get there a little early, because if you get there about before 6, usually you can get a table. But the last 3 times my wife and I have gone, we got there about 6-ish or so. You kind of go, oh, man, there's hardly anybody in here. By the time we leave, place is packed.
Yeah. Okay. Well, cool.
And it's a big place.
Parker Square. It's Masala and Curry.
As in
Wichita
tikka
Falls.
masala.
Okay. Well, there we go.
And that's what I recommend go to. If you've never had Indian food, try the tikka masala.
All right. Well, then what do we got next here?
We got Clear Path.
Clear Path. Okay.
Yeah, Clear Path Special Needs Services.
Okay. And
they're going to have a fish day.
Fishing fun. Free fun day of fishing for those with special needs.
Right.
It'll be on June 20th at Lake Gordon in Iowa Park. So
from 10 to 2.
10 to 2. Okay.
And all participants will receive fishing poles, bait, tackle. Looks like you just have to show up. They're going to have hot dogs and drinks that'll be given out for as well. And they're looking for volunteers, especially licensed and professional fishers. Yeah. Probably what they meant was licensed volunteers.
There we go.
And professional fishermen.
Okay.
I don't think you have a licensed fisherman, or maybe especially licensed and professional fishers. I don't know.
You got hot dogs and drinks and bait. Just don't confuse them.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
But so have you got phone numbers there.
So if you want to volunteer, or if you have somebody in your life, or you know somebody who has special needs, this would be a great day to get people out. Maybe that have, and of course there'll be all different ranges of people who depending on their need, but to get out and get into nature, fish a little bit. I don't care for fishing; it's kind of boring to me. But I know a lot of people that like it.
Yeah, I haven't been fishing in years. Now I
haven't either.
Now my sister and brother-in-law, they live in Florida, and they have a boat, and they go out on they live in not Tampa, but oh my gosh,
Destin?
No, in the Panhandle. Doggone, that's my
Destin's up there.
Panama City. Jeez,
okay.
This morning, man, I've got a little bit of a cold.
Which is nowhere close to Panama.
No, nope. But they go fishing. That kind of fishing is kind of fun, though.
I would like to do that.
That's the big.
I've never done deep sea fishing. I'd like to do it. But anyhow, check it out. The Special Needs Fishing Day. You can Google search it. And I think Times Record News is not Times Record. Texoma's homepage.
Yeah, that's right.
Texoma homepage, I really think does a wonderful job at getting news out. Right. Texoma's homepage is where I saw that.
Right, there you go. So they're just there to serve our community and for those with special needs. So,
absolutely.
All right. Well, good deal.
All right. The next thing up on the list, California counting, baby.
Okay.
This is how they count the ballots. Okay.
Let's see
now, look, I know California's not Texas. And in some ways, I could really give two shits what they do, except for it is a massive economy.
Yeah.
And I think Los Angeles itself is one of the largest, maybe the largest single city economy that we have in the country. If not, it's in the top 5. And so California has what they call a jungle primary, which means if you're a California resident, probably maybe if you're not, because who knows, you could throw your name in the hat. Look how many people that had run for governor.
Right. Yeah, statewide.
No, yeah. Look at this governor race. Look, scroll down.
Scroll. The governor. Oh, yeah.
Look how many people had run for governor right there.
Yeah, well,
you don't have to put it up. But my point is, so everybody runs. I mean, if you want to throw your name in the hat, you run. And then the top 2 vote getters go on to a runoff.
Okay.
Los Angeles is the same way.
Okay.
Now, I believe if somebody gets over 50% in Los Angeles, I think there is no runoff, similar to how it is here.
Right. If you get 50, yeah.
So you have Karen Bass, who is currently the mayor, and Los Angeles has gone. I mean, Los Angeles kind of had gone to shit, has really gone to shit. She was in Ghana during the wildfires, the LA wildfires that burned the Pacific Palisades, burned billions of dollars worth of damage, killed a few people, displaced. People talk about how many people did it kill. Well, the fire itself didn't kill a lot of people.
Right.
It killed some. But really, how displaced, how disrupted are those people's lives? Because a lot of people don't realize the Pacific Palisades, where that was, it's not all celebrities, movie stars, and that sort of stuff up there.
Oh, no.
There are some really rich people there. But there are people that bought those ranch houses out there in the 60s and 70s and 50s for nothing, and have been school teachers and retired, just retired postal workers and retired construction workers.
Yeah, there's normal people.
Normal folks, and they can't get fire insurance because the insurance companies are going, this shit's going to burn, right? So they're wiped out, and they got nothing.
Yeah.
And they can't afford to go spend $3 million to rebuild somewhere or rebuild there. So there's a guy named Spencer Pratt, which I'd heard of him. He was apparently on a show called The Hills, which I think was some reality show. Never watched it. But, I know a lot about pop culture. You just hear about a guy named Spencer Pratt. Plus, his name stands out to me because...
Chris Pratt. That's what I was thinking.
Not just Chris Pratt, but in England, a Pratt is somebody stupid. Like when they say, oh, that guy's a Pratt, that means a dumb person.
Okay.
So he's a YouTube guy. He's born and raised in Los Angeles, loves Los Angeles, and he started going, this is bullshit. This is crazy what's going on here. And started a campaign. And election night, he was in second place. So you had Nithya Raman, who, that's a whole nother story. We'll have a show on her someday, who blames Toyota for catalytic converters being stolen, by the way.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my God, dude. We don't have...
Blame
the car company, yes. Because this catalytic converter is incredibly easy to steal.
Okay.
I guarantee you, most people in here that are watching this, if I told you go steal a catalytic converter, you wouldn't even have a clue a lot of times where it is. Secondly, how the hell to get the damn thing out of there.
Oh, yeah. Well,
and you don't walk by and just pluck it out. You got to get underneath it. You got to cut it out with a Sawzall.
Right out here.
Yeah.
One of our CRV a few years ago, a dude came in and tried to get it. He didn't finish.
Yeah.
But he ruined it.
According to Nithya Raman, it's incredibly easy. So
it's Honda's fault there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So anyhow.
But yeah,
Spencer Pratt was actually up in second place.
Right.
Election night.
It's supposed to be from NBC.
Election night.
Right.
Election night.
All right.
But the thing is, they keep counting in California. So I think they have a week to get their ballots in.
Okay.
And from what I understand, and don't quote me on this, but I've heard this from several sources. They send out mail-out ballots to everybody who's a registered voter in California.
Maybe.
Dead, alive.
Was that before
still there,
COVID?
Not there.
Was that before COVID that they did that
I don't
too?
know.
Huh.
I don't know if they've just been doing it since COVID or not.
Yeah. Well, 99% of the votes are in. Estimating remaining is.
But my point is, he was up by about 3 or 4 points, not up. In second place by about 3 or 4 points,
right?
Election night, and now he's dropped.
Yeah, there's no way he'll catch up because with 7,000. So if he got all of them,
thank goodness I don't live in California. And I have friends, I have family. My aunt lives in California. A really great friend of mine, and Mike's actually used to listen to our radio show. Yeah, Tony Rios, and he lives in California and stuff. But man, I'm glad I don't live there. So all right. Next up, we're going to talk a little sports. UFC.
Oh,
the UFC is going to be at the White House. Yeah. And they are putting on this spectacular production for the UFC fight. I'm going to pitch this out there. Now, I'm a big mixed martial arts fan. I have been for years. Since the early days of the UFC.
Okay.
I was a boxing fan. But boxing, if all you watched is boxing in the past, you've never watched mixed martial arts, you ought to give this a try. Boxing, as much as I loved boxing, I mean, I've boxed for years as a workout and enjoyed boxing, watching boxing. But a 15-round fight it's it's a slog because nobody can fight for 3-minute rounds, 15 3-minute rounds full bore. Nobody can physically do it. So they have to take time off. They're going through rounds. They're just filling each other out, dancing around But this, if you're on the undercard and if you're on the main card and you're not in the main event or it's not a championship fight, it's 3 5-minute rounds. They go by fast. And if it's a championship fight, it's 5 5-minute rounds. But this lineup is stacked. And by the way, no pay-per-view, if you have Paramount Plus, which most people probably have it, I would guess. I've got it. Do you have it?
My wife checks all the channels.
So anyhow, Paramount Plus, which it's a subscription service. It may cost you $75 a year or something like that.
Yeah.
You can watch this.
Okay.
And it is going to be a huge deal. But real quickly, just the lineup. And I've heard people complain about this lineup. In the featherweight division, Diego Lopez faces Stevie Garcia. Diego Lopez has fought for the light featherweight championship twice, lost to Alexander Volkanovski twice. So he's a high-level fighter, right? In middleweight, Bo Nickel versus Cal Dawkins. Both of them are championship wrestlers. And Bo Nickel is – so many people are thinking he's going to be the middleweight champion at some point. In the lightweight, got Mauricio Hufi versus Michael Chandler. Michael Chandler is kind of the all-American wrestler. I'm glad that he's on this card. This is probably one of his last fights. He's late in his career, and it should be a barn burner because Michael Chandler comes all the time. Heavyweight, this is going to be, I think, one of my favorite fights to watch. Josh Hokett versus Derek Lewis. Derek the Black Beast Lewis is from Houston, and Donald Trump specifically said, I want Derek Lewis on this fight.
I need to step out for a minute. I'm about to cough. You go ahead.
So Derek Lewis, Donald Trump said, I want Derek Lewis on this fight card. He's one of Donald Trump's favorite fighters. Then you've got Sean O'Malley versus Aliman Zahabi. Sugar Sean O'Malley is as about electric as you can get in the bantamweight division. Super quick, got crazy wild hair, and tattoos everywhere. Then in the heavyweight co-main event, Alex Pereira versus Ciryl Gane. If Alex Pereira, he's already a 2-time champion, 2-division champion. So he won in middleweight, won in light heavyweight champion, and now he's going for the heavyweight title. If he wins, he's got to be considered the greatest mixed martial arts fighter of all time. And then in the lightweight main event, the champion, Ilia Topuria, takes on the interim champion, Justin Gaethje. Justin Gaethje fights like a demon. He's a wrestler from Arizona, and this is going to be an exciting fight. So if you've never tuned in to mixed martial arts, if you've never tuned into UFC, this, I think, will be the show to have. There's going to be a great card. There's going to be a lot of production value out there. It's on the White House lawn, and Donald Trump wanted this. Basically, Donald Trump, he's a fight fan. He's been a boxing fan. He's put on UFC fights at his Taj Mahal. And apparently he and Dana White were sitting at a fight, and Trump leaned over and said, we need to fight at the White House on America's 250.
Yeah.
This is all of this is about America celebrating its 250th anniversary.
Man, I remember as a kid, I have pictures of my dad with a flag, during the bicentennial.
The bicentennial.
Now this is 50 years later. Wow.
But here's the crazy thing. If you notice, Terry, and I honestly believe this and social media is what's killed it. Think about it was in the news. Everything was on there.
Yeah.
But so many people got their head up their ass.
Well, yeah. I mean,
and buried their nose in Facebook and what's going on with everybody else.
Yeah. There's a lot of media. I mean, there's a lot of different things.
It's not just that though. It is. I'm telling you, it is the Facebook.
Well,
thing. I blame Facebook.
Well,
or Instagram.
I might put the blame more on the fact that schools have gotten away from any patriotic kinds of education about how important our country is, how it evolved, all of the great things about it.
You're wrong about that. Schools do that.
Not all of them do.
Well, not all schools do, but to say that schools don't do that,
well,
just because they don't do it in New York City doesn't mean it doesn't happen in Henrietta, Texas.
No, but what I'm saying is that in Texas we have. I'm just saying in Texas. But I think in general, though, in a lot of the states, especially
maybe
California,
not New York, California, and all that. Who gives a shit?
Well, no, I know, but they.
I've been using the word shit too much. I apologize. It's rolled off today a lot.
Well, but
who gives a darn?
Yeah. Well, but I think there's still a trend that there's, I mean, yeah, in Texas, the kids do say the Pledge of Allegiance, right? Every day.
I believe so. Yeah, I mean, I haven't had kids in school for a long time, but yes, I believe they do. Yeah. It's one of those deals, but that's what, I don't like it when people say schools don't do this or schools do that.
Well,
that's because schools, that's so varied.
Well, you're right.
It is so varied. The curriculum is varied. The way they teach school, the way they deliver it. Hell, even in Wichita Falls ISD, Mackenzie Vanderveer was here last week. Mm-hmm. They deliver curriculum differently at Hershey Middle School than they do Barwise Middle School, and it's the same town.
Right. Yeah. No,
so I just.
Yeah. I get what you're saying.
I think there's a lot of I think there is a lack of patriotism to some degree.
Right.
But I think a lot of it is people got they're so worried about everybody else's what they're having for dinner and bull stuff like that. Caught myself. And so put your phone down, talk to somebody, and then quit paying attention to the media. Because if you listen to the media, we're all divided. Oh, well, everybody hates America. Democrats hate America, and Republicans love America. Well, that's bullcrap. Not all Republicans love everything. Not all Democrats hate everything.
All right. Yep. No, I know.
It is so stupid.
Right. And you know, I served, and I'll say this too, is that people entered the military. I think there's a few people that might actually have when they first go in that, I'm gonna go serve my country and da 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 da. No, most of them probably want an education and a job, and an opportunity.
It's an opportunity, and it's good. It's a good job. You have good benefits, and that's
right. And then when you get in, and then you start to get into your job and realize the mission and all of these things, then you develop. That's what I saw when I was in, and your first 4 years, it's about 4 or 6 years is about getting an education, getting a job. And then you're like, oh, man, this is something. There's something to this.
Do I want to stay or do I want to go?
Right.
Because there are people who just do a 4-year hitch.
Right.
Or whatever.
Yep.
But so if you see people who get out after 4 or 6 years,
right,
they're probably not bought into the whole thing. But people who go like you, 20, and retire, you got the carrot of retirement out there.
Right.
But you can't just go, okay, I'm just going to get a retirement check.
No. Because in theory, in a lot of cases, I could make as much or more
money,
and not have to be subject to all of the military rules. But then again, I could be fired easily. So
that's true. The one thing I will say when it comes to military, police, and all that sort of stuff, it's one of the chances of you going into the military and being killed in duty in active duty is very low.
Oh yeah, it's still low.
I mean, you're actually more likely to be killed.
Depending on your job, but yeah.
Well, that's what. But you have to take everybody in account. You're more likely to be killed on a construction site per capita,
right?
Or electrical, or the. I can tell you. My dad used to be an elevator mechanic. Now I don't know if this is current now. This was a long time ago, but he used to kind of laugh because, and this was obviously before 9/11. 9/11 kind of skewed a lot of things because a lot of police officers and firemen died at the Twin Towers. But before that, every year, the elevator industry lost more people per capita on the job than fire and police combined in America.
Oh yeah, well, and actually, if you want to know the most dangerous jobs for those of us who are employers and look into, and we can actually talk to maybe Tim about this, but your workers' comp insurance rate is based on the danger statistically of the particular jobs you're in. And here's one thing that I found funny, that my guys who open up electronics with screwdrivers is a lower rate than just a general office worker.
Oh, yeah. Really?
Yes.
See, my mechanics are higher.
Well, see, I don't know. I'm just saying in the electronics part. Yeah, I would have thought electronics would have been. But anyway.
But you look at, and by the way, when you want to talk about real daily jobs, look at those guys on the Bering Sea doing the crab fishing.
Oh, gosh, yes.
That stuff is, that's way dangerous.
Oh, yeah.
And now a lot of those guys don't get killed doing it either. No, but they get a lot of injuries.
Right.
There's a lot of
oil
injuries.
derricks and oil field workers.
There's a lot of jobs out there that aren't glorious, that people are tough jobs that people get killed in or injured severely.
Right.
So I've known a number of people who were injured in oil field accidents pretty bad. So okay, real quick, we have one thing to talk about with the mayor on the city, so we'll skip that. And two things I want to talk about real quick that are important. The World Cup starts. If you're not a soccer fan, that's fine. You're not a soccer fan, but if you are, World Cup's going. USA, Paraguay, Australia, and Turkey are in a group. USA's got a good chance at winning the group. A lot of people think that either they're going to win or come in second. A lot of people are thinking they're going to make it to the round of 16. Very few people think they're going to go out of the round of 16 and go to the round of 8.
Okay.
So the cool thing about it is if you ever want to go see something crazy, you want to go to a soccer match, Dallas is hosting 9 soccer matches.
Yeah.
There's more. The stadium in Frisco, the Frisco Soccer Stadium, where the Dallas, not Stars, I can't remember. The FC Dallas.
Okay, FC
Dallas, where they play, is hosting 9 matches, which is more than anybody.
Right.
Houston is hosting 8 or 7.
Yeah. Okay. Well, now this is interesting. Now this year they're doing it all over the United States, right?
All over North America.
Oh, North America.
There's going to be
some
Canada and Mexico.
What about Alaska?
No.
No.
Can you imagine everybody up there? Sparkus?
But yeah, that's okay. So North America.
North America is hosting. Yeah. So
cool.
And then the last thing we'd like to talk about real quick here, and this is something that, I'm kind of really tied into agriculture, not just my business but my family. I'm first generation off the farm. A lot of people, if you've never heard of a screwworm, they're devastating.
Okay.
Absolutely devastating to cattle and to cattle ranchers and stuff like that. They will devastate a herd. And by the way, when herds start to get devastated and with screwworm infestations, beef prices go through the roof.
Well, I imagine, yeah.
So what Governor Abbott called a special meeting and brought everybody in and told them that we're putting full forces and resources towards fixing the screwworm problem. They know how to do it, and it's really interesting. So what they do is they sterilize screwworm flies. Right, they're flies that they molt and they turn into these worms, right?
Right.
Okay, they're sterilizing those flies, and then they're putting them out into the population, and they mate with the females, but they don't impregnate the females.
So they've been genetically modified.
They've genetically modified them. They die, the female dies. Right. Yeah. And that's how they eradicated them back in the 60s, I believe. Wow. Was it 60s? Oh, Tim, was it the 40s? Was it the 40s, Tim? No, sir, but there was a screw. Yeah, but you went to Texas Tech. I mean, I thought that was required. You had to know everything about screwworms if you went to Texas Tech. I mean, I thought it's crazy, but it's ingenious.
Yeah, no. Well, no.
But they know how to do it, and they're putting. And I was reading somewhere where they're talking about they can do like 1 million. They can sterilize 1 million of these flies a day. Because you got to think about it. You got to put billions of these things out in the environment.
Jeez. Yeah,
so
I mean,
we definitely want this happening. Okay. I appreciate the state of Texas going full force on this. We've got to stop these screwworm problems. They will kill herds. They can devastate a rancher, the whole economy of the ranching, and it hurts the whole state of Texas.
Right. Oh, all right.
All right.
Well,
speaking of somebody who doesn't hurt the whole state of Texas,
we do this live.
Our special guest here.
Our special
North Texas.
There you go.
Are you?
Fantastic? How are y'all?
Good.
Screwworm. That sounds like an Aggie problem.
It really does, doesn't it?
Came up with that.
How many Aggies did it take to? Never mind. I'm not gonna stop that one.
Don't say.
By the way, you have a drink. I have a drink, and you had a drink.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I've got a little thing real quick here.
A thing.
Yeah,
a tray thing.
I came in here on my soapbox.
Oh.
Please, I beg you. If you're going to stop somewhere and get something to drink, have some cash with you, please.
As a backup.
Oh, my goodness.
Right? For $1.
First off, don't run a credit card for $1.30.
I know.
That's horrible.
I know.
But secondly, don't take the time to take a credit card out. I was behind some dope in the line, some 20-something marshmallow. It looks like he hadn't hardly seen sun and damn sure never hit a weight in his life. And he was in there getting a Coke, and he's beep, decline. Beep, decline. First of all, there's nothing more sissy looking than going beep, it's decline, it's decline. And I'm like, bring some cash. Finally, it got done, but it took me like 5 minutes in line to get a goddamn orange juice.
And you just wanted to throw your money down and let's go.
Yeah, I almost just did. Threw him a 5 and walked out or something. It's crazy. But seriously, have cash, please. Just a little. You don't have to carry much. A couple of bucks.
Well, yeah, I don't. I actually, right now, I don't have any cash on me. I need to get some. I
don't go anywhere without cash.
No,
right. They make fun of me because I carry cash.
I carry cash.
Yeah.
Everywhere. You never know. Because let me tell you something.
Yeah.
There are places when you travel in this country, you break down on the side of the road or in some little town or something like that, and all you got is a credit card, your ass is going to be sitting there.
Yeah.
But you got cash.
Yeah.
Some guy named Bubba will help you get going.
Well,
they make fun of me. We'll be on a city trip. We'll be in Austin. We'll be in Washington. We'll be wherever we are, and I always have some cash for that very thing. And there are certain members of the city some of them still work there that make fun of me. You know, because for carrying cash.
Hey.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
No, I don't either. And by the way, tip in cash if you can.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because that's between them and the federal government.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Like
wow.
when you're
Well,
doing
now
tips.
it's they get tips, for up
Yeah.
to whatever the tips are not
Yeah,
taxed anyway.
supposedly yes, but for a long time, even if I paid with a credit card, I always tipped in cash.
Yeah. Well, I play. Yeah. So, all right. Well,
What do we
cool.
want to know about?
I don't know.
Is there anything going on in the city? I know
No.
there's a new website because it was on my thing, but I
Yeah.
figured we'd wait till you're here.
Hey, so last night, you don't know this because you're not on social media. Last night, we were at the airport welcoming back airmen coming back from Epic Fury.
Oh, that's cool.
So, yeah, I got home about 2 o'clock in the morning.
So what's Epic Fury?
You were in the military, dude.
Yeah.
It's our thing that's going on overseas in Iran.
Oh, the Iran. Oh, we had people going. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm totally
Terry's-
out of it this morning.
Wow. Okay.
I've got a little bit.
Terry's got some brain fog.
I'm
this
on
morning.
gonna say,
over-the-counter medication.
I was
right
a
now.
little punchy. I've had a lot of coffee. I've had some donut holes. I've done the whole thing this morning to get ready. But, yeah, we were there. We had
we had
10 or 12 that came back. They'd gone in. I've just learned that I can't say a lot.
That's
But
fine.
some things I can talk about.
They were in Epic Fury.
They were there. They went. They were in the Middle East, and they went last October. They were supposed to come home 3 months ago, and then everything happened, and they stayed a little longer. The colonel told me that they had a 3-hour window to get out of there, to get their stuff together and get on the plane and get out, or otherwise, it was going to be, several more days or weeks. And he said, and every one of them made it. He said, I don't know if every one of them got their stuff together, but every one of them got on
I'd
the
have
plane.
left stuff behind.
So they made it. And
Son, where's your M16? Whoops. No.
There's you see those welcome home videos, and you see them running and jumping and hugging, and people with the sign. All of that was happening.
That's awesome.
Last night for 30
Shepherd Air
minutes or
Force
so.
Base.
No, at the municipal airport.
At the municipal airport.
Regional airport.
Yeah.
It was fantastic.
That's awesome.
So yeah, I'm still running on a high from that.
fumes.
That was
Yeah.
was great. So and then this morning, and Miranda already told me about it. There was I found out about it before I got here. Apparently, and we're taking care of this, folks. There's a sprinkler head that's broken on Kel West and Brook, and it looks like the Bellagio out there.
Yeah.
no.
It's about 30 feet in the air.
It's the Wichita Falls Bellagio.
It happens every now and then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so they're heading on the way over there to fix that one. So
Yeah, and
we
if-
already
and-
received several phone calls.
Right. And now, is there still an app that you can take a picture and report?
Absolutely.
Okay, so
Yes,
to
and
do
it's
that,
on the website.
right.
In fact, it says report a problem.
right? Don't
And that's
turn.
just-
So basically, Stevie Wonder can figure
Okay.
out how to do
Now,
this.
unless-
See it.
It's not just to report me.
Yeah.
It is to report. It is to report other problems as well.
Right.
Potholes, sprinkler heads.
And if it's a really bad neighbor who's not keeping up, fine. But don't talk to your neighbor before you go
please.
report them. I mean, come on, don't be that.
Right.
That neighbor.
maybe they had surgery. Maybe
Yeah, you don't know.
something's going on with
Exactly.
the family.
But-
Cut their grass. Go to the grocery store for them.
Yeah, help 'em out.
We do that here.
But unless they're assholes, and then
Hey.
Well,
they're
yeah,
on
right.
their own.
Yeah, like I
Then
had a
report 'em.
neighbor. I'm in Clay County, but I had a neighbor. My previous neighbor, boy, he was a jerk. He was yelling at me when my wife was mowing the lawn, and it caught the lawn. I don't have lawn. I
Big
have
yard.
I have a 4.5
acreage.
acres,
Yeah,
right?
4.5
And so anyway,
acres.
it got caught on fire. And anyway, he comes over griping at us about it rather than helping us put out the damn fire. And it's like, dude, you're a big D.
Wow.
Yeah.
But anyway, so yeah, tell.
And I
got
don't mean
great-
Dallas.
No. So anyway, so what? So what's happening down?
Well, the new website. Let's talk a little bit about the website.
Yeah,
I
it's
can-
great. It's much more user friendly. I'm sure there's some bugs still to work out. People will find things. Let us know. Apparently it's Terry will let us know. He's not shy. There are things on. Just wanted to make the experience easier, better, faster, more efficient.
Oh, wow, okay.
We tell people how to.
It looks similar.
yeah,
I mean, it's not like
it
it's
does.
like a whole
Same
different
city.
world. It's but it's also the similar setup. The setup's similar,
Right.
but it is more. I got on it to see. It is much more user friendly.
We can, there's a lot of things that were at the bottom. We moved up to the top. People weren't scrolling to report potholes. People weren't, they weren't doing that. So, we fix, I think on average about 100 potholes a week.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's a fantastic place. Just like you were talking about, take a picture. You'll upload it. It takes minutes. Really, put your email address on there, the address of what you see wrong. you'll get
Report
a
of
picture
concern
of it.
right there.
Yeah.
Is that-
Yeah.
report of
And
concern.
where does the process? Where does that go? Just so
To the
people
cloud.
know.
Goes through the data center, goes through the cloud. It, it lands in
so
traffic.
people know
and
where does it go? Is there somebody at the city that
Mhm.
collects all that data and directs it to the right place?
Yeah, it goes to the correct department.
Okay.
And then whether it's traffic or police or fire or water, whoever that
Create a ticket?
development services. Yeah,
Is it okay?
it goes to them, and you get a response. You get a picture. Usually within 24 hours, you get a picture of what it looked the before and the after.
See, that's really
They
cool.
let you know that they've taken care of it. So people report them to me. I call them in. That's fine. But we wanted to make things. We want to make that experience a little bit more user friendly.
Yeah,
for
Well,
our
and
users.
there's follow up.
So,
Like you said,
Oh, yeah.
that's
So-
the nice thing about it. There,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know for a fact that somebody's listening because you're going to get a picture.
exactly.
Yeah,
so
look at that. All the topics there, all the different departments,
them.
and
We had and that was a lot
Where's
of that.
the mayor? I want to complain about the mayor here. That's not on here.
They get-
Oh,
they-
and that
picture-
got left off. How did that get left
They get a
off?
picture of Tim with a black eye.
I can't believe that tab got. I told them to put that one on.
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Right at the top.
It was part of the renovation. At the municipal auditorium down there with the city hall going in. Was how do we make this more efficient? How do we make this easier? You should be able to. There's customer service areas now where you walk in. You need permit. There's the desk. It's on the first floor when you walk in, and there's 2 or 3 customer service people there that'll help you. And to get your permit, talk to the people that you need to talk to, pay utility bills, and do those things. You don't have to walk up
So
and down.
we haven't talked about it in a
stairs
while because the last few times we haven't talked about City Hall. It's you guys are in, right?
No, some of the departments. Are
Okay,
in. They're
okay,
moving
that's
them
what I'm
in.
trying to
IT went first because
Well-
they're IT. So and utilities are over there. I think finance is there. There's probably
So
a
they're
couple others.
slowly moving them in.
Public Works is over there, so we like to keep the engineers in the back, locked up. So they're in there.
Don't feed the animals.
It's great. So they're getting in. They're happy. They're getting used to things. The council will be in. We're hoping end of July.
When will
first
your
meeting
throne
of
go back?
August. Hoping the end of July.
So
first
the
of
big,
August.
big king
So,
throne and
yeah,
everything, coronation,
Yeah.
the red carpet.
Right. We're hoping then.
Yeah,
So
okay.
things look good.
So I was going to say,
It's-
So
it's
what's the problem?
progressing well.
What is the goal? To have everybody basically in there.
I would say the first week of August.
Oh, wow.
And I've been wrong before.
Yeah, but we're talking about 2026.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
I just want to, because
And there was it ran a little bit longer than it was supposed to. I believe we were hoping for April. April, May. We're going to be a couple months up, but I'd rather get it right. We're fine where we are. I'm excited to go over there and be there. It's the council chambers will be right there where the water department was.
in the front,
Used to be, yeah.
as opposed to the back.
Yeah. You go right through the front, you take a left, and you'd go down there and open your water account or pay your bill. That's the new council chambers. It's huge. We can fit a lot of folks in there now, and it's wide open, natural light, those windows all the way around. It looks great. So much more welcoming environment, much easier. The impact has been great, and we're happy that we had a place, for the last couple years to be while this was happening. It's not the design. It's an auditorium.
It's an auditorium, yeah.
It's not designed to get up and down and come to the front and speak and then go sit down and I've got something else I need to talk about and get back up. It's just not designed that way. This is so much more welcoming environment.
And please remind everybody why we did this project, the whole City Hall project.
Well, it was sliding down the hill.
That's a pretty good reason.
It was. It was easier. It was cheaper. It was better than building a new one, which failed miserably.
I was going to say
in a bond
the
election.
voters rejected building
Yeah.
a new one.
So this was ARPA money, and that was spent on infrastructure, on taking care of this. Before, when you went to the auditorium, if you were going to a show, there were 4 bathrooms, and they were always on the wrong floor, and there were long lines, and you were climbing stairs. There's so many bathrooms in this. You can't swing a dead cat without hitting a bathroom in this place.
Cool.
So They are everywhere. You don't have to go up and down the stairs. Things make sense now as to where to go, and most of the things will be right there in the front with customer service desks, with things that will help people get where they need to go.
Well,
so
that people
wonderful.
are paying for.
Yeah,
It's services that you're paying
even
for.
better, yes.
Yeah, let's try to make it better. And I really appreciate that. And that's something that Terry's been really big on, the customer service.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's
Lots of
just,
thought.
I mean, and plus you guys are I've noticed a lot more recognition of the employees and everything, and I think that's a really good thing to build the morale and keep that up and everything, and recognize it's not that you have to recognize them, but people in general, some people are a little more shy than others, and they may not want a big deal made out of it, but there's important jobs that are done in the city, and they need to be, you got to let people know and that what we're doing. And so,
we do the employee of the month every month, but and those are fantastic, and we have great stories and recognize.
Oh yeah, it's really
people.
Nice. The promo thing
there.
for it is great.
They talk about Terry's talking about the people that don't want any recognition and don't. We call them firefighters. We call them police officers. Right. They do things, and I know about it. I hear about it, and I go, man, that's fantastic. We need to get them. And they'll go, no, we're good. We're just doing our job.
Right.
We're doing our job, and we don't need that. We had several that had responded. Last year at Camp Mystic. Down there to help, and we're deployed down there for a while, and they just said, we just doing our job, and it's unspeakable. And I'm just glad we're so blessed, and I'm just happy that there are people that can do that. And then I'm happier even still that those people are here. So,
absolutely.
Yeah. And I'm one of those people, and I'm sure Trey is. I don't need the recognition or anything. I'm going to do what I'm going to do because it's the right thing to do. But if I get recognized, hey, great. But it's not a big deal. And but other people, not everybody's the same. And so sometimes people need motivation, and they need to understand where they fit in the organization and how what they do contributes, and by pointing that out and thanking them and letting them know, because they could work. I'm sure they could work a lot of other places. A lot of your best employees could work anywhere.
Absolutely. So. Is he asking for recognition?
Yeah,
no.
Was that
I'm about to get his gold star.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
so.
we're going to do Citizen of the Year that's not a citizen.
Yeah. So I got a question on the building. So what's going on with the auditorium in Memorial Auditorium part of that?
So, and it's part of the reason why this went a couple extra months to get things done, because it's the next project. Okay. The whole thing is the next project. What we were able to accomplish during this project was redoing the electrical, the lighting, I believe the sound. I may be wrong on that. To get, because during construction, some of those walls were torn out. Some of the ceiling was taken out to help with the construction that was going on for the rest of the building. It made sense to, instead of going back next year or 2 years from now, when that project's ready to go back in and tear things out. So went ahead and got some of those things ready. So it'll already be better, just because of the things that we were able to take care of during this process. Not it hasn't been a full remodel yet. I know people are working on it.
Right.
The seating and I think the curtains have been replaced. I want to say a lot of work on the stage.
Well, you talk about you want to spend some money, grab your hind end when you buy curtains. Holy smokes, you buy curtains for like a stage like that? Yeah. They're expensive.
All right. So,
it's a project. Right.
Okay.
It's coming.
Because I know the symphony needs a home and all of that. And they've been at First Baptist for a little while, and now I guess they're still trying to figure out.
They've done the best they can, like everybody working around it, been very gracious, and we want to make it as good as possible when that's all been able to be reopened.
Right.
But it was not a part officially of the entire project, so don't want people to expect everything to have been redone in there.
Right, but that is on. It's
we can still say it's vintage, right?
Right. You can, well, you walk in. I guess that's what I heard.
Want it to be vintage,
right? Well, I had heard some people brought this up, and I didn't even think about it. You go into this modern, new, remodeled city hall area, and then you step back in time. Yeah. So, but it's on the agenda. It sounds like it's something that y'all want to. Definitely not going to be forgotten.
Right.
So, okay,
it's public space, and we want it to be great. The really cool part, and I think that when they do it, I definitely want to go watch it. I don't know if they want me to watch it, but when they put the glass up and enclose the entrance there in the front of the auditorium where you go in, there's that breezeway. That's going to be enclosed.
Oh wow!
And it's like I can't say the name of it. The auditorium in San Antonio. And it's enclosed in glass, so you'd be able to hang out there. They'll take tickets out there. Everybody's not crunched inside. It's a fairly big space where you walked up those steps now, and that's going to be really cool. And they're huge glass. That's going to enclose that thing. It's going to be really cool. So,
all right.
Like I said, I'm sure they don't want me to watch them. Even the guy when he replaces your glass shower door doesn't want you to watch him. How they do
the
that.
windshield guy.
Yeah, I like to see it. I want to see how that gets.
It's interesting.
So,
yeah.
Wow.
So
cool.
That's neat. That's coming.
So we're past that. So what's the next big thing on the horizon here? What's going on? Data centers moving along. We want to talk about that. You and I had a private conversation. I called you, and you gave me a really cool rundown of the data center. So if you wouldn't mind for our audience, and I've been trying to sing that song and quote you as best I can.
Thanks.
But talk about that a little bit about the data centers.
Okay. We had a meeting yesterday too. The Realtors Association brought the Skybox in to visit with them. There were several hundred there at that meeting. They also had I don't know the exact title, but he's the head of the Realtors Association in Abilene. And he came up and talked to our local realtors about what's going on down there. We've been down there. We've visited with them. We've talked to the city administration and people in the restaurants down there when we were eating lunch just to see, what's going on and how it's affecting everybody. So the Skybox is the developer who's putting the data center in our business park.
In the business park, not next door to.
It's not in Fountain Park. In the business park.
I like that.
That's out there. So behind the jail, Amazon, Manhummel, the things that are out there. So a mile away, basically from any residential, and maybe even a little more than that. So it'll be several million square feet. It'll be 9 or 10 buildings that go out there. They will have their own substation. They bought 225
power substation.
Yeah. They bought 225 acres. It was a record land sale in Wichita Falls. They're about to buy an additional 170-ish acres that are adjacent there, and that'll break that record. That'll break the record that they set previously. So per acre. So we already have those checks that's deposited back into 4A, who owns the business park. So the first one was like $14 million. This one's $15 million. So 4A is getting flush.
I was going to say, so the 4A fund balance is higher than normal, right?
Yes, yeah. And that's not even taking a quarter cent. They were the landowner, you know, so getting paid back for that. So, and that's money that we can invest back in, that we can, getting sidetracked, but that we can, buy another business park that we can do things with. So, it's everybody's heard this, ad nauseum. It is a closed loop system. They talked about it yesterday.
Water.
They top that thing off. It's like each building is 25,000 gallons. It's just like the radiator in your car. You fill it up once.
And give everybody an idea of what 25 gallons, because 25 gallons doesn't mean
pool.
25,000 is a residential swimming pool.
There you go.
Yeah.
So
you're going to fill each building's going to have a swimming pool in it.
Yeah, and that's it. And that's a one-time use, one time that they fill up. If there is a leak, they don't flush it. They don't fill it up every year. They don't fill it up every. They fill it up.
Right.
They reuse and reuse the same water. He talked about it really well yesterday. Occasionally maybe there's a leak, a water leak somewhere, and they have to top it back off. But if I heard a concern this morning that if there were any chemical whatsoever, I think they flush it when they do initially, when they put it in and they clean it out. It's with Dawn, soap.
If it's good enough,
they clean the ducks,
baby birds,
they clean anything with that stuff. So, but there are no hazardous chemicals, and anything. Should it be flushed when they do that, it's hauled off site. And none of it is put in our sewer, in our fresh water, or anything in Wichita Falls. Just like it is, just like it is at a paint and body shop that's here. Just like it is, I get my oil changed at Weaver's over here. They don't go take their oil out and dump it in the sewer
in the
alley. They don't. God, I hope they don't.
Nobody has to weed eat over there.
I'm talking about them, but they don't. All of these. This is extremely heavily regulated. Do you think there aren't eyeballs on these places, especially right now? So, so that takes care of the water use. They will use more water watering the grass, making coffee, and flushing toilets than they will cooling. This property that they have.
The point need to be made on this if there's dangerous chemicals in there. Yeah. You drive around, every car you drive around, you ever drank antifreeze? Yeah. Try that out. Yeah. It's a dangerous chemical. Right. So you drive a vehicle that has a dangerous chemical circulating all the way around there, and you don't think about it. This is going to be a mile away from anybody.
Right.
Yeah. That's not incarcerated.
We just saw that Governor Abbott is, and I talked to James Frank yesterday. He's heavily involved in I always hate the word regulation, but heavily involved in the directives towards data centers here, as far as providing excess energy back and surplus energy back to the grid. If we have that freeze, like we had with 2018 when we had that kind of stuff, they can they shut them down. They can run on backup power for over a month if they have to. So, and they would voluntarily do that. They do that now in other places. They gave a great example yesterday. I'll butcher it, but the grid is monitored 24/7. So they have so much surplus that they're supposed to keep in there. And if the example they gave was, should that start to dip, and they look at the weather forecast, ERCOT, they look at the weather forecast and they go, ooh, it's going to be really between 6 and 7 o'clock tomorrow night. I think we may run into a problem here, and we need you guys to go on your backup power. They talk to every one of them, every one of the data centers that would be there, and they go on their backup power during that time and protect the grid, because they can't run without it. Right. So they need to protect it. They need to add energy to it. They're talking about having a surplus with renewable energy that they can use as much of there. So these are not evaporatively cooled units that in the old days. And what's put in Virginia and in the Northeast, where all of these things started, you can be careful what you Google, because you might find it. You can find anything bad on there that you're looking for. So,
it's constant improvement.
Technology.
Yeah, it's a constant improvement in that, because they recognize not just that it's just a better overall system. And all companies aren't evil and want to pollute everything.
No, they want to make money. And by the way, they want sustainability.
Exactly.
Why are you going to spend? How much are they investing roughly?
They're $80 million in right now, and hoping to start turning some shovels, before in the fall.
Okay, but they're going to be in the hundreds of millions of dollars.
In the billions of dollars.
So why in the hell would you invest that kind of capital and then not be able to use destroy it so you can use it in 2 or 3 years? You're gone.
Right. Did I sent you? I don't know if you remember. I sent you a link to a TED Talk, or a couple of TED Talks that talk about that there are companies actually coming out that are writing software to help the data centers manage all of the power, because not everything. When you go and you say, "Hey, ChatGPT, I need to know this and this," it's going to go out and do it then. Yeah, exactly. But there are other processes that can be scheduled over in the evenings, and they can basically manage because every time a computer is spun up and the CPU has to do something, it draws more power. And so by scheduling things in the evening, throughout the day when there's low demand, it's just, it can be managed. And that's where there are companies that are just doing that alone.
And we're proactively managing. You're talking about the manpower and what's coming here. So the gentleman from Abilene was talking about, they have 14,000 people working on this project in Abilene. All the hotel rooms are sold out. There's no rental property. They went through all the things. We're going to have 2,500, 3,000 people that will be here working. Almost had that when they built 2 schools, and nobody knew it. Right. Nobody knew it. Nobody complained about it. Nobody said a word about it. Yeah. So, and we've said that if this data center went out there and it said, it was a Toyota truck building plant, nobody would say a word. So it's the I understand the anxiety. And doing the best to answer questions. Skybox doing the best to answer their questions. Right. We talk to other cities that they are currently doing business in. They do what they say they do. They're a good partner. They don't sponsor your little league team. They build the field. Right. They buy the fire truck. They build the fire station. They do the things to invest in the community.
They build a new motorcycle dealership?
Maybe. Only as a competitor.
Name out.
But they,
that's what I need, the Amazon motorcycle dealership.
Doing that.
Oh my goodness.
So as a city,
I have to go kick Jeff Bezos' ass.
How do we get ahead of it?
Yeah.
Because you might have to sit through a stoplight twice. You might have to wait in line, at Ronnie's, right. When you're getting a burger. So, and none of us like that. But when you don't grow for 60 years, and then you do, this is the price. Well,
this is our not only, but this is an awesome opportunity for us if we can, because why haven't we? We look in the past and say, what have we not done, or what opportunities have we missed, or we were too proud, or we got it. But oil is not the same as it was in this area. Right. And that was, so.
I know. So everybody wanted the money. Nobody wanted the wildcatters. Nobody wanted, nobody wanted the people who were working on it. They just wanted the money and the end result. Well, we're going to have some of that. Here. But as a city, we have, we are approving and doing what we can if there's a man camp. How do you approve that? How do you permit it? How do you expedite it?
Manage it instead of
manage
just
it. Right. So when the work is done in 2032, it's cleaned up, it's gone, and this land can be reused, and you can farm it. You can do whatever you were doing on it before. RV parks, most of the workers that aren't local, that they can't hire locally. I don't want anybody to take that out of context, because they're hiring local first. Right.
But
you need 800 electricians for 6 weeks. We don't have 800 electricians here. So
and by the way, if you need an electrician at your house, you still want somebody local to show up.
Right, and there still will be. Yeah. I've talked to a lot of them, and some they're not interested in doing this kind of work, because it's 24/7. And they don't want to go out there and pull wire 12 hours a day every day, and then get up tomorrow and go pull wire for another 12 hours. Now,
or have to crew it.
It may be $80 an hour. I mean, they're doing great, and I'm glad that people are doing it. But that takes kind of a special breed. The other guys want to go hang a ceiling fan, replace a fuse for somebody. Go to McBride's for lunch or Pioneer,
so it'll
and then go to their kids' little league
game. We'll still have that.
Yeah, because not everybody wants to work there, but we're doing what we can to house these folks. There's been a couple of RV parks that are open, that are opening, that are in preparation. They'll have hundreds of spaces, and they'll be nice. They're putting in swimming pools, a little grill. All the things.
The one over by Walmart is a really nice RV park.
So and they'll be full. Some of them are, but this way, with how we're trying to stay on top of it, they won't be parked overnight at Walmart. The Walmart parking lots won't be full of RVs, because that's not good for anybody. That happened in Vernon. They're trying to get a handle on some of this stuff. So the other thing is that some of them, we're an hour and a half away from everybody. Some of them just go home and drive up here and work. And
work for the week or whatever.
Work for the week. I'm not sure if we talked about this last time. I was contacted. It's been a couple months ago now. Electrical contractor called me and wanted to know who he needed to talk to buy 2 hotels. who do I talk to about that? Well, not me, but I can put you in touch with the right person. He said, well, he's got a contract, to do some work here. And he said, we'll be there for, a year or two. And it's just easier just to buy a couple hotels and put my guys in there. And they'll run the hotel, than making reservations for the next couple of years. So we also, little known fact, we have more hotel rooms than Abilene does. Now they're building, trying to catch up. God love them. They're trying down there. And Abilene admitted that when we went to see them, they gave an 85% tax abatement. We've given zero, and to anybody, and we're not going to. We don't need to.
Don't have to, right? Yeah.
And there, although we have been visited by maybe 20 at this point now, different developers, speculators, I call them wildcatters, real estate people that come from out of town, out of the state, that talk about building data centers here. I don't know what the capacity is, but that's not it. And it may be one, it may be two. We don't know.
It's not going to be 37 in the next 2 years.
Extremely selective on the partnerships that we're willing to get involved in. And the thing that now that you got me going on it, the thing that people have not thought about is all the businesses that show up to support them. Mm-hmm. They are here. They're showing up now. They're building and buying warehouse space. Hundreds of thousands of square feet of warehouse space. And to put, the backup batteries, they're huge, to be able to store those until it's time to go over there and install them when the plumbing, just the wires, just the whatever, they're storing all of those things now. And there are companies, and a couple of them are local here who have already, three that I can think of that have already expanded. Because they're getting the contracts to work out there, and so they are determined to hire local first for as much as they can.
Yeah,
and for the people that want to, and I think it's I always forget the website. I think it's Skybox Data Centers at wichitafalls.com. I may have that backwards. I'll get you the right link, but and it's on their websites. Skybox Data Centers. It's right there as the contact. And when you click that and email them, they'll tell you about careers. They'll answer your questions that you have about water. They'll answer your questions about electricity, about the folks that are going to be here working permanently. So we have, 2,500 people that are here working construction to build this. They're going to have their own cement plant out there.
It doesn't make sense to haul it.
No,
it's right
the
there.
scale of these things are just incredible. So, that'll be out there. You'll see 4 or 5 of those big cranes that are out there like you see at the state hospital, now when you go by. But in the end, the developers, Skybox themselves, are, looking to have 300 to 500 people that work there permanently. Right. In very nice, high-paying jobs. The security team makes $50,000 to $60,000, and that's about a quarter of their people. The rest are $100,000 and up. That's just the developer who's the landlord. The tenant who comes in, has another 300 to 500 people,
and it'll be somebody big. It will be somebody recognizable.
It's one of the 5.
Okay.
We have no NDA.
Yeah,
I've never signed one. Been accused of it. Never signed one in my life. Don't even know what they look like. I don't know who the tenant is. That's probably why they don't tell us. Is because I don't.
It's really not our business.
Because I'd tell you.
Quite frankly,
the only
business.
thing
It really doesn't matter. It's private business on private land that's getting built.
On that, although you haven't signed an NDA, but during the process of doing it, y'all went into executive session, no doubt, during the negotiation of the land, right? But that's it. I mean, then but the actual numbers. The actual passing and agreeing to whatever.
It was all in open session.
It's all open session, and we can't do that behind closed doors. But to be able to talk about the real estate openly, we have to do that.
Negotiate.
You got to do executive session, and then but no action is ever taken in executive session.
No votes, no action, no polls.
You go to jail if you did.
Absolutely, you could put yourself in prison. So here's kind of why I always look at things when I'm not 100% sure about something. And there's say an elected official or a city manager or somebody else who I feel has looked into it more than I have. I always kind of look at, okay, what's the motivation? So you can definitively say neither you nor any person on the city council is getting a kickback, commissions, or anything.
Not a penny.
Not going to make a penny.
Not a penny.
Not a penny. Okay. So think about this. Just use your logical brain here. Be intellectually honest. If you've got a group of people who basically work for nothing, I mean, you guys work for nothing. Yeah. You get a stipend, but it's almost nothing. Listen, you can't make a living off of it, right?
No.
You know, you can get cheese on your Whopper or something like that, right? So you get a little stipend, and so you're doing all this work for basically nothing, and you're not going to get any more money for it.
Right.
Why in the hell would you let somebody come into this city and destroy things? The only thing you can do is lose. In this situation, the best thing you can ever get out of it is a great job.
Yeah.
And the worst thing you can get out of it is run out of town on a rail, especially somebody that owns a business.
Yeah.
All right.
That depends on being part of the public.
Well,
so it only makes sense.
And like all of us, though, your business that you're in, because you're you full time, you're a State Farm agent, and you're going to benefit. No doubt that some of those people are going to come into town, are going to move here, and they're going to need an agent locally. Right. And so if they choose you, and there's no guarantee they will.
No guarantee.
And it's going to be whatever he does in his business practices and everything. Now, you're a little well-known, right? You probably got a little more, knowledge on that. But anyway, and same thing, I'm hopeful that they'll come and buy a MacBook from me or whatever. So that's
what we want.
Yeah.
And we want to make, where else can you find, it needs to be jobs. So where else can you find these good jobs, whether they're construction jobs, paying a lot of money, whether, it's security, landscaping, janitorial, all of that, paying really good money, doesn't require the college degrees, and then, the electrical engineers, the electricians, the plumbers, the welders, the skilled labor, those type of things that are going to be out there. It checks every box. Because this is take care of your family money. This is I can buy a house, I can stay in the community. Our kids that are here that are in school can stay here. Right. There are jobs that they will be able to have. And whether it's for specifically for Skybox or for their tenant or one of the other businesses that support them, because there has to be support for this type of operation. Right. It's more restaurants. It's more clothing stores. It's more gyms. It is all of those things that come along to support people.
This is a stepping stone too. If we leverage this, and I mean that not in a negative way, but not in trying to take advantage of anything, but identify what this opportunity is, and it's a stepping stone for the next thing. So we've talked about this, 1% a year. 1% a year. That's 1,000 people. That's all that is. Right. And if we can keep and trim, get some of those people to stay here, show them that we're a town to live in that's fun and has things going on and whatever. You don't have to go to Dallas or Oklahoma City. Right. And so it's just an opportunity. And things there's always going to be negative. There's going to be bad things happening in every city. I don't care what the city is. But you focus in and help those that need help, but then focus in on the positive things, because that growth, that help, all of that can filter to help those folks too. So it's anyway.
All the things that we all want, the quality of life. We don't want to drive over a pothole. We all want nice roads. We all want great infrastructure. None of us have the money to pay for it. This is the money to pay for it. Oh yeah. This is billions of dollars. Our whole budget's $262 million a year. Mm-hmm. This will add hundreds of millions of dollars in available money to pay. Now we can fix that street. We can do those things. We can upgrade that water. We don't need a bond. We can write a check for that. We need a fire station. We can write a check for it. We'll be able to do those.
On that note, real quick. On that note, one thing that I guess that I think a lot of people are concerned about too, besides all the little things, the water and the electricity. I think all that's been addressed. What I'm worried about is that we get into this, and I'm just to say, hey, what if this is just a 10-year deal? I think 5 to 10 years, definitely more than 5, but 10 years, and they say, oh, the new technology, this is going to become a warehouse. Sure. So what's the philosophy going to this? Because if you guys cut the tax rate, then you can't you screw yourself later because you can't increase it fast enough
3%,
to go back.
Right.
So what are y'all doing to address that? Because it's like this is a windfall. That's my belief. Is it's a windfall. Just count on it as a windfall, and if we get more and it goes for 30 years, great.
Right. Well, the biggest thing is you don't hire a bunch of people with it. You do projects.
Right. Capital improvement.
Yeah, capital, because when you do
maybe
people,
one-time capital improvement projects with that money, and you don't count on it. You don't put it in your budget. Right. You don't count on it, every single year. Some of it will be reoccurring. We're already capturing sales tax. Our sales tax number is up 18% right now. I mean, it's phenomenal, and has been 11 months in a row. Or not that percentage, but has been up like the last 11 months. Amazon. And some of the other retail
because they're here and they're delivering locally. Yeah.
So it is already a boom. And people told us, that it was going to be filled full of robots and 25 jobs. And there's 400 jobs at Amazon, and they're hiring 50 more. And I know folks that work out there, and they love it. And I've been out there to tour it, 176,000 square feet, and they want to expand. They're taking care of 52,000 orders a day. In Wichita Falls, Texas. They are blown away at the response that they have received, and their footprint will get bigger.
And we have somewhat same-day delivery stuff going on.
Yeah. They keep I learned this. They keep 3,000 of the items that Wichita Falls and I think a 50-mile radius order most. Because they can look that up on their computer.
Oh, yeah, they know. They know more about you than you know about you.
I can't look it up, but they can. Yeah. And so whatever toothpaste you use, whatever it is, it's there. It's already there, like a grocery store. And so, when you order your toothpaste, you make your monthly order or whatever, they've already got it. And it's there at lunch. I joked and told somebody I dreamed the other night about something that I needed, and I woke up the next morning, it was on my front porch. So,
I didn't know I needed that.
It's almost like that. The other things, you just get next day.
Well,
do you remember, and we complain about next day? Do you remember the Sears catalog? And you would fill out your order and write a check and mail it off. You'd forget what you ordered.
Terry's old enough, he remembers the Sears catalog while he's sitting in the outhouse.
Well, and then it would show up. A month later, it would show up, and you would go, what? What?
Yeah.
Well, I remember
the Wells Fargo's coming.
I know.
Montgomery Ward, which we like to call Monkey Ward.
Monkey
Ward.
Ward.
There you go. And down in Fort Worth, they had a big warehouse down there. But anyway, reminiscing.
The whole point behind this
is it's next day.
The whole point behind this is it's great for the city. It's already started to become good for the city. Yeah. And by the way, if Ronnie's Burgers gets to where it's so full you have to wait in line, then Lonnie's Burgers will open up down the street.
Right.
And you'll have two great burger places.
Right. Or Ronnie will expand.
Hey.
Or to be Ronnie's too.
I know. Yeah. I'll be at Ronnie's this evening, probably around 6.
Yeah.
So,
So it's just things like this, you've got to use your logical brain, quit reading everything on the dang internet, quit being scared about everything, and use your brain. The people have really dug into this who have everything to lose and nothing to gain are the ones that are making the decisions here.
Just making it a better place. So it's what I ran on. Economic development, a stronger relationship with Shepherd Air Force Base, and a generational water supply. I mean, that's what I said, and I preached it and talked about it, and that's what I'm doing.
Well, and not to get into this, that's a whole other thing. But
the
mall is just
anything.
adding on.
We'll get into the mall next time.
No, I know, but I'm just saying that's a good thing that can build on what we've got going on with the other stuff. So
I know.
Mayor Short,
yes,
we really appreciate you being here and talking to us about this and giving us a really big, good lowdown on this. Is arguably the largest economic boom that we've had since the 50s.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if the time of the oil boom in the 50s it would be, but at least since that time, and maybe more than that.
Right. Big with a B and billions with a B. Yeah.
Yeah, but back then it wasn't billions, it was millions, but millions went a long way.
They did.
I've read this several times, so I believe it's probably true that at one time Wichita Falls had more millionaires per capita in the United States than any place else in the country.
I believe so. Yeah.
It was in the oil boom of the 50s and the 40s and 50s. But you think about some of the
what do? They hire people, they buy things.
Well, you think about the Pretties, the Prothros, the Dillards, and I kind of think about all that and I go, who's going to be the next philanthropic families that are generationally philanthropic.
Landowners right now, they're not making any more of it, and we have land, water, and power, and and no taxes and no state taxes. So everybody wants to live in Texas. We just want them to live in Wichita Falls.
Yeah. And we're finally getting them.
Yeah, right.
And we're finally getting them.
Yeah.
And
our phone is ringing.
And
we're answering it. Yep.
It took a combination, in my opinion, of several things. Number one, it took some people to either die off or get so old they didn't care anymore.
Change the attitudes.
Who would hang on to that, by God, I like the way it was in the 60s.
Yeah.
It took some of that them to go away. Then it took some people like Ron Kitchens and yourself,
Henry,
and Stephen before you, and city council before that. It took some people who decided, hey, you know what? I know we need to change. We need to embrace change. Glenn Barham with the base, with the Shepherd
Military
stuff.
Affairs.
So it took all of that coming together at once and overcoming that. By God, I want Wichita Falls to be the way it was back in the 50s. It took all that to overcome, and now it's like jet fuel.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to. I know I only have a limited time here to talk about these things, and of course, I'm very positive about these things. And Stephen's positivity breeds positivity.
Next time we're going to do all the negative
sometimes.
Show. No,
I know, but there's nothing wrong with questions, and we get asked a lot of questions and asked and answered. And we do our best to answer them. Or put people in touch with the people that can answer those questions, that can provide solutions. That's what we want. Is this a perfect project?
Well, there's not one.
No.
There's no such thing.
There is no such thing as a perfect project. So I'm sure some things will go sideways, and they'll be addressed as they happen. Right. It's just like building a house. It's like doing anything else. You adjust on the fly, and you take care of them. So we're as prepared as we can be, and better prepared for the next one if there is another one, and we'll share that information from what we learn with other cities that are going to experience the same thing.
There's risk in life.
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
it. There's always a risk.
There's risk.
And you just can't live your life by avoiding risk, because it just doesn't work.
But the fact of the matter is, let's say the worst happens. Say they decide tomorrow to pull out. How much money have we already collected?
Quite a bit.
And we got all that land out there.
And we're not committing any, we've not given up any money.
No, that's what I'm getting at.
Not one penny.
Yeah, because I was involved when I was on the school board with Stanley Tools with an abatement thing, and that can be a pain in the hiney.
Right.
So, it's perfect. So.
All right.
Well,
good deal. We'll wrap it
really
up.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for coming in again.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate
and by the way, we're kind of got some plans, and we'll talk a little bit off the air, but coming up on a art walk thing, and we'll But anyway, so so we're gonna wrap it up. Thanks for joining us. Please share. Let everybody know. I mean, we got the mayor here, man. Share this and let everybody know.
Hey, man, it's the mayor, man.
Yeah, that's it. So, but anyway, we're gonna wrap it up here.
Terry turned into 1960 all of a sudden. Yeah. Next thing you can say, dude, and
what over-the-counter stuff is he taking?
I don't know.
Oh man, it's good stuff.
I think I think you got to buy in Oklahoma.
Yeah. So anyway, we're gonna wrap it up here. So, but anyway, as Mike always said,
next week we've got a guest.
Oh yeah, well,
Chip Filer's going to be here talking hotter than hell 100 next week.
All right, there we go.
Yep. He's ready to get out of here.
Well, I didn't have. Did I? Oh, there I did miss it.
It's on there.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Well,
you're a teleprompter.
Oh yeah, I'm the prompter guy.
Yeah. So as Mike always said, we're going to see you down the road.
All right.